Okay. Um, so we will just go through people's pages. If you want to look it up, or I can screen share Facebook if we want to do Facebook. But I think most people are probably most interested in Instagram, yes, because they are a little bit different. Actually, first, before we get into this, do we have any announcements? I don't think we really do we? I will announce, so the 3-day refresh that Brenna talked about last week that I said I was going to do. So the 3-day refresh starts, the sale is May 15th. It's 10% off. It goes till the following Monday. So it's like 7 or 8 days, the sale. I am going to do a 3-day refresh group starting May 1st. So May 1st through the 3rd, it's a Wednesday through a Friday. If you want to purchase one and get one and do it yourself, that's awesome, just so you have results, or promote it and get people to join in the group. I know there's several people breastfeeding, pregnant, whatever. If you can't do it yourself, feel free to add your people into the group. That's fine. But just be prepared that it's nice to have other coaches support. If you have, they don't know me, they don't have a relationship with me. So even if I comment on their stuff, it's not going to mean the same as if you commented on their stuff that they post or whatever. So there's that. So I would love to have everybody join in. Honestly, the 3-day refresh, especially when I feel like my business is kind of lagging, I feel like the 3-day refresh is a great way to build volume and to kind of get just kind of hit at a different angle, especially right after spring break, right before summer starting, all of that stuff. I feel like that's super important. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind. Next week it goes on sale. So there's that. Okay, so tonight we are going to do like some social media evaluations. Just a few things like straight out of the gate that we tend to look for. And I know I've asked kind of Daria and Katie and Brenna and those who have been coaching for a while and who have done a lot of social media training. I know I have. We all kind of have. I feel like some of the most important things are good lighting in your pictures. You need your pictures to be bright and like pleasing to the eye. That's huge. If they're blurry or if they're shadowed, and honestly, like I feel like I'm just barely getting a good grasp on this, and it still isn't perfect, but there's certain spots in my house at certain times of the day that I can go to, and there's certain times of the day I can't take a picture. Like my workout room is down in the basement, and even though I have windows, because I work out at 5:30 in the morning, it's super dark. So I only have artificial light, and you can totally tell the difference then when I come down here at 9 in the morning and the two windows have natural light and I don't turn any artificial light on. That lighting is so much better, and I am lit up just a lot better than the artificial light. I don't like yellow. I don't like yucky colors, right? So natural light is huge. And I did talk to a photographer about this. I train him, and he takes pictures for a living. He's like, any natural light, it doesn't matter if it's in front of you, to the side of you, behind you, whatever, is going to be better than artificial light. So if you can get outside, that's going to be your best bet. Or if it's in the winter and you've got like 5 feet of snow or whatever, right next to a window and kind of get that lighting on your face to lighten that up, that will really, really help. And then of course, verbiage is huge. Telling your story is huge. Keisha Fitzgerald did a call last night. Katie, did you listen to it? You're nodding your head. Was it good? I haven't listened to it yet.
It was so good because there were just really simple, like actionable things that she talked about on just social media, but just like telling your story and how to do it. And the one thing that has just stuck with me that I wanted to share with everybody is she said, be a story collector. And I think that just as you get more into the business, you kind of start to do that. Like throughout my day, I'll like see something that I want to do a post about. So I'll just like take a picture of it, or I'll like take a note of a conversation that happened. So I have that ready when I'm ready to post. So I really love that idea of just being a story collector and just sharing those simple stories. But yeah, it was really good, like worth everybody's time. So good. Make it a priority to listen to it.
Okay, cool. I don't think that's posted in Team Elevate. So I will get the recording to that and post it into Team Elevate. I haven't listened to it yet either, but her calls are always amazing. And they do them on Wednesday nights, and I'm always tempted to be like, let's skip my call and listen to hers because hers are amazing. Because she's just so, her social media and just how she presents stuff is amazing. So we will post that, and if you want to take time to listen to that, she's a pro at it. She's amazing. So yeah, and also what I have been doing recently is, and when I follow certain people on Instagram or whatever, I notice that they don't necessarily post the picture the day that they took it. They post it on a different day. And same with some stories. And I've been starting to do that. I'm kind of recording some stories if I have something I want to share, but I don't necessarily have to share it that day. So I kind of save it so that when I have a day like today, when I was like, I'm stuck in the hospital all day, I don't necessarily want to announce it on social media quite yet, like, you know, stuff like that, then I'm like, okay, so my stories are dead. I've only posted 2. So what am I going to do? Like, it's good to have something kind of in your back pocket so that you can still have a consistent flow and constantly be doing that. So be a picture collector and a story collector as well, right? So take some pictures so that you have them in your back pocket. So when you feel like you're in a rut and you have nothing to post about, you can search your feed, you can search your photos and find something and then go back to that story. So I feel like that's a good way to have kind of some good, especially if you're stuck in a dark place that doesn't have good lighting and you're like, crap, I haven't posted today, now what, you know? So that's good idea. Okay. Who wants to go first? I know there were a few people that said they wanted me to look, or us to look at their pages. Anybody, any takers? I guess, let's see. Charlene and Rebecca, you guys were the ones who were like, yeah, I think we should do that again. Did you want us to look at yours in particular, or just wanted ideas?
You can look at mine.
Okay. So let's go to Rebecca's. And I really wish I could share this because.
Rebecca, do you want Facebook or Instagram, or do you care?
They're exactly the same, so I guess it just depends what lineup you want to look at.
Oh, well, if it's Facebook, then I can share it on here.
You just won't like see the layout, which isn't like a huge deal. I've been trying to do more of a pattern, but.
Well, and I can see that on my iPad, but.
And if anyone wants to go to my IG, it's fairly_fit.
Oh, yeah.
FAIRLEY. And if I ignore you while you talk, I'm like typing stuff on my phone.
Notes, right? You're taking notes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so can you see that? Facebook, yeah, okay, cool. So this is the first post that popped up in my feed, Rebecca. I didn't even go to your page. Look at that.
I just posted it.
I love it. 41 minutes ago. Okay, so like for me, I feel like this is, if I were to just look at this, I'd be like, oh, that looks good. Like the picture is good, it's clear. And then the very first line is, can I tell you a secret? So I feel like that is, hey, nope, you need to turn that off. I'm doing the call, or go away. He's in the shower. Okay. So for me, like, I feel like I haven't read all of it, but if you want the recipe, this is a great, like, engaging post. I feel like it's really good. And it talks about the nutritionists and all of that stuff. So I want to subscribe, please, whoever Katie Miller is. That's good. Okay, so what do you guys... Okay, and then Ashley tagged you in the Macarena. That was so fun. Did you do it, Rebecca? Did I not see that?
I did it in my challenge group.
Oh.
And then Ashley did it like on Facebook.
So now tomorrow you're going to do it again on Facebook, right?
If it fits in my posting pattern, I suppose.
Right?
I'll tape it and then I'll post it whenever.
Keep it in your collections.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Very good. Okay, so the second one, I did see this one earlier today.
Bringing the right decisions in your business when your team is so freaking supportive and
so there's not really like...
So I'm working on making a little smash cake for a friend for her son's first birthday, and
okay.
So
I think the PS, it's cute and it makes like I get it, but I feel like a lot of people will read the first and read the last, and if they read the last, they're gonna totally miss your whole why, like that third paragraph.
Mm-hmm.
That's my opinion. I've asked Dari and Katie and Brenna, what do you guys have to say on that? You guys have an opinion? Want to give any feedback on that?
No, yeah, I agree. If you just deleted the PS, it's a little stronger, yeah.
Yeah, and just kind of like the invites, I feel like, I mean, I don't always do it either, but ending it with a question or something, sometimes, I don't know. I don't always do that either, but if you take the PS out, then you kind of have to take the flower picture out, right? Because then they're like, wait, what? So I guess it depends, like, you know, how much that, but then you got some feedback on the flowers, right? So I guess, I don't know.
Yeah, the kid ones are like hit or miss if I talk about the business, or else I just, you know, grandma needs to see the kid. So sometimes they just go up for that.
Yeah. Well, and it's a lot of people like seeing kid pictures, right? And so you'll hit a new dynamic with that for sure. This picture of you, I think, is so cute. Good lighting. Like you can see your whole face. I love that. And then it talks about your workout. It is a little bit longer, which I don't know. Some people say keep it short. Some people say long. I think you have a really good balance. On that. It just doesn't seem like you're getting a ton of engagement either, but Facebook is kind of fickle like that.
Well, she got 30 likes on the same post on Instagram.
Yeah. So I feel like...
Yeah, I don't get much on Facebook besides like the same people.
Your good friends, and I feel like
People I've already asked that like 100 times and say no, but still just keep liking it.
Yeah.
I mean, sooner or later, right? Maybe a year or two they'll come around.
Right.
So I'm looking at your IG, Rebecca, and I really like it.
Hey.
I can see your pattern, but it's subtle. It's not like, oh, this girl does a quote every, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like it. And you've got your highlights all set up, which I don't.
Your highlights are amazing. I was going to comment on that. I like yours.
Oh, thanks. They're super old. I don't think I even put Transform 20 in there, but.
So another thing that I've noticed, like looking at like Ashley Molstad's kind of description and stuff, she doesn't have, like, I have kind of like you, Rebecca, like the fitness, family, accountability, like, you know, what you're about.
Mm-hmm.
I have that too, but I looked at like Jess Dukes and I've looked at Ashley Molstad's, and theirs is more of like a paragraph. It's not the quick statement anymore. So I don't know if that's changing. I don't know if that makes a difference, but I was like, I wonder if the emoji, like, you know, like what you're about is changing. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything about that either way from like training, so it'd be interesting to find out.
Me neither. I just have noticed just within the last few days, so I thought, I wonder, I don't know. Be interesting. But yeah, I feel like all your pictures are really like bright and colorful, and your pattern, you have, like, you can tell that food, fitness, family are your like 3 main focus, right? Topic points.
And I have to say, I love how you post about all the stuff that you bake, because you're so talented, and that's like one really cool thing that you do, and I love seeing. So
thank you.
I really like when you post about
I try to do those before like an invite post too, because that's one of the ones that like everyone likes or comments on.
Yeah.
So that.
Which is awesome. Yeah. Do you have any questions? I mean, I don't know if we even gave you any tips to kind of help you, but.
I just was noticing one thing that, I mean, I think they're really, really great. The one thing that I really try to keep in mind, and I see a lot of people struggle with, is having a different angle of yourself in your photos rather than just like the same selfie position a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So like try and do like, you know, if you're going to do a selfie and then do one from far away, or, you know, one where you're standing, or one, you know, just kind of change up the positions. Cause I know like when I go to people's feeds and I see like the same face all the time, I'm like, I'm so bored. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I know that you do totally like switch up like how you're doing them, but that's just my only piece of
that's part of why I
non-official
tried to get
wisdom.
into a posting. That's part of why I tried to get into a posting pattern, because I felt like I was just taking a selfie all the time. So I tried to like just other stuff more. So
I need to do that too. I do the same selfie all the time.
Yeah, it's hard to.
When you're trying to be quick, like I don't have time to set up a camera, and like I'm just trying to like, oh crap, I gotta post.
Yeah.
Take a selfie.
Yeah. And we all have the same selfie arm, right? In the same angle, and the same.
And it's a blurry picture if you switch arms, at least for me.
Yeah.
Especially after you've like lifted or something.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, that's a good tip though, Katie. I mean, the only one that's even, they're all pretty similar, most of your selfies, except for the one where you're like holding your step above your head, right? Which is super cute. Oh, and there's, okay, so there's a few. You've got one sitting. Yeah, cute. Cute. I think it looks great.
Thanks, guys.
Okay,
Yeah, I've noticed lately with some of the bigger coaches, they mostly do full body pictures. They don't do a ton of face selfie, or they'll do like one face selfie, and then most of them are, like I'm looking at Melissa Brewer right now. Most of her full body. But anyway, that takes time to like set up your phone somewhere and
It
post.
does, but if you're only posting once a day, and if you can kind of collect a few, like
Get uncomfortable, Brenna.
I know. I just need photo lessons, honestly. It's not that I care about putting my whole body on there. I just need photo lessons.
You need an
I need
Instagram.
someone to come in here and tell me where to put the phone in my house to take consistent pictures.
but then the background gets boring too, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I don't have one white wall. Like, that's what the photographer was telling me. He's like, get a white background. You need a white background. I'm like, all my walls are tan, all of them. I have white doors, that's it. He's like, put up a white sheet. I'm like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's me. I'm all about, I'm too lazy. That's my problem.
I don't want to have to put it up and take it down and put it up and take it down. Ugh. Anyway. All right, Charlene, I can't see Charlene, but are you still on here? Do you want us to check yours out real quick?
Yes, she does.
Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, that's fine. You can do Facebook.
Okay.
I didn't know you guys were doing this tonight. And I was gone for a couple days, so.
Oh, you were. That's right. You get the real deal. We get the real deal. Oh, that's not what I want. Hold on. All right. Can you see that? A good motivational quote.
For me personally, whenever I post a quote, like I can't post more than like 2 sentences with it, or I will get 0. Like, I don't know, that's just me. Like, I don't really ever have success with quotes if I have a message, because people are going to look at the quote and then they're going to keep scrolling. They're not going to read the post to go along with it. It's too much reading. It is. So personally, I would say if you are going to have a quote, have it, maybe post like something small with it, but I wouldn't necessarily do like an invite or share a part of your story or something like that with a quote. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a good point.
So I've been kind of following Kate Schultes, formerly known as Kate Morgan. And most of her captions are so short on IG. Like, they're powerful and they're bold, but they're really short. And then once in a while, she'll do a long one where she talks more about her story and stuff. But someone to look at if you need to shorten your posts.
Which is true. I feel like, I don't know, we all have so much to say, right? So I guess it's like just blurting our story out and just small little tidbits and making those, because my posts get really long too.
Yeah, mine today, the one I did today was super long.
Yeah, which I think is good once in a while, but.
Well, and I think Facebook, you can do that a little more. With Instagram, I'm kind of starting to feel like with the news feed, you just want to give people like a little breadcrumb of what you're doing so they'll go watch your stories, because then your stories is really where, like, if you look at Ashley Mostad or Kate Schultes, their posts are so short, but their pictures are awesome and they're bold. Like, what they're saying is so bold. You're like, who is this girl? I've got to watch her stories, because you just need to know more.
Mm-hmm.
And Kate talks a ton in her stories then.
Yeah, so does Ashley. They both just rant forever, but their feeds are really just, they punch it with a small caption and a really pretty picture, and then they just go on in their stories.
Which is crazy, because I get bored with stuff like that. I'm like, next. but
I know. When I go to a story and I could see someone's got like 80 of those little dashes, I'm like, swipe.
Yep.
I can't watch 80 stories right now.
Right? Yeah.
That's why I love Katie Barrera's. She, I think, rarely has more than 10, but I just love everything she puts on there. And I always watch all of them because, I'm like, there's only like 6, and they're just super engaging.
Good job, Katie. Yeah, and I feel that same way, but then I'm always like, I haven't posted for a couple hours. I need to get something back up there. Like, you know, like I feel that urge that I don't know, that I need to get something up there. But when somebody has a lot and you haven't watched them for a few hours and then you're like, oh my gosh, you have like 15 to go through. I don't have time with that for that. So this 24-hour giveaway is awesome. Charlene, that you did you come up with that, or did you?
I just went on Pinterest and found something. And then, I just did the giveaway then. I just made that up.
I think it's a great idea. You've got shares, that's awesome. Do you feel like you have some good people to kind of talk to from that, or is it all just people you've already?
Some of them I've talked to, but I was surprised that they're still following me actually, because they never comment or like anything until I do something like this. So I know they're still on my stuff.
Yeah. Interesting. That's good. Yeah. Like I commented, but I didn't read all the way through what you were giving away. I know it was a giveaway, but I didn't read through all of it because I was like, I don't want to win that. I want her to give it to me. And the gluten-free thing, I think that's awesome. That's a great topic. On Instagram, are you getting more interaction?
Not really.
Really? I feel like Instagram's more of like that gluten-free market. You know what I mean? Like people really looking for.
I need to use hashtags more too, so that
I would say with the gluten-free, you'd have to get some good hashtags, and I bet you would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So what about, and I feel like your pictures are good and bright and like they're not shadowed or anything. And there's a quote. Yeah. Celebrating birthdays.
That one right there, I got an amazing response back. People were private messaging me. Nobody actually purchased, but I had a ton of people respond to that.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome. I feel like the lists really create FOMO a lot. Yeah. That's awesome. Well, and now you have people to follow up with too, right? I mean, which is good. And then, working out and all of that stuff. I feel like you're doing a good job, but let's talk about hashtags for a little bit.
Yeah. I struggle with Instagram.
Can we, Mommy?
Yes.
So does anybody have any tips on hashtags? And so my tip is, from what I've learned, you want somewhere you want it on the lower end so that it will actually show up in the hashtag. You don't want it to have 500,000 hashtags, right? Or even 100,000 hashtags. You want it to be less than 5,000, but more than 500. That's what I've heard. That's so when you look up the hashtag or whatever, you want to see how many there are and kind of make it in that range so that you can kind of hopefully get your picture within the top few if somebody were to look up that hashtag. If that makes sense. Does anybody else have any other tips?
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought you wanted it I don't know much about Instagram. I thought you wanted it to be the bigger hashtags.
No, because then you've got those top you get in the top and then you're clear at the bottom, right? And nobody so it won't help.
Yeah, from what I have heard you want some that are kind of smaller, like around 5,000, and then you do want a few that have a little bit more, but usually less than like 100,000, like more around like 80. You kind of want a good mix of both to get those. And who was I listening to recently? They said you can do kind of your what was I gonna say? Hold on, I lost my train of thought. I'll come back to it.
I've been wanting to, so there was, I think it was Jen Richardson, she has a hashtag creator website she uses. Do you guys remember what those are? Because I probably need to use those. I seriously make them up as I go, and I only put in like 5. So I'm not doing it right for sure. So I was gonna go back and see what that was. I can't remember the name of it though.
So I paid 21 Social has like a hashtag package.
Yeah, I did that too.
I did
and I
that.
don't use them.
Well, how they gave them to us is very inconvenient. So like I kind of created 30 and I did like 4 different groups. And then I've just been like copying and pasting them. But I haven't done any, they gave us like 500. So I need to go back in and do more so that I've got more of a variety. But a lot of them are, and Rebecca and I have talked about this, like a lot of them are like fit mama of 3 or strong mommy or whatever. And those ones we feel like attract strong moms. They don't attract the people that we're looking for who want to be strong, right? So I don't know.
So I like to just think about like what would I be searching for? Like what is applicable to me? What hashtags would I be looking at? And then like I love Target and I love Target fashion. So I'm going to be looking at those hashtags. So I'm going to include those types of hashtags in my pictures. And then
even if it doesn't have anything to do with Target fashion?
Yeah. Even if I'm like wearing a shirt like that came from Target, and you can even tag those in your pictures too. So you can, through the Explore tab, you can look through those and then like just give a quick glance and see what kind of posts are coming up with those hashtags to make sure that you want to be associating with that hashtag. Because sometimes you might be thinking, oh, this would be a great one. And then you go to it and you're like, oh, no, that is not my tribe. That's not the people I want. Search me out. So it takes a little bit of legwork in the beginning, but it's definitely worth it. Who was it? There's an Instagram training in the Beachbody Champions page that was just posted within like a week or so, and I've only gotten through about half of it. And she was saying, like, look up your local hashtags. Like if there's a local restaurant that you like to go to or a local clothing company or, a little shop like that, look through those and tag those as well. So there's another good tip.
I was going to add something to that as well. I do kind of like what you do, Erin, where I use that hashtag generator that, I think it was, I can't remember which social media training I tried to find it just barely and I couldn't, but do you have it?
No, 1 minute left.
Oh, okay. Okay, sorry. So anyways, but I have a bunch of different groups. So one's for fitness, one's for nutrition, one's for fashion, one's for true crime, one's, and I just go in and I grab it out of my notebook and then I paste that in my top comment. So that helps. Bunch of different groups.
Yeah. Yeah. I like having it in my notes and then being able to copy and paste it just right away. That's easy for sure. But I know I need to mix them up a little bit more. So yeah. We have less than a minute. Does anybody else have one last thing they want to say before we get cut off?
Just take a picture.
Okay. Can somebody else take it? Because I'm like sharing my screen and so I only have like 4 of you.
Yeah, well, I think you have to stop share because we can all only see.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Stop share. There we go.
Yay, smile. Wait, yes. Okay, I have a picture if you guys want it.
Okay. Yeah. Will you just tag us?
Let
Yep.
me do boomerang.
We
Oh,
could
yeah.
do a boomerang. Yeah.
Oh, back up. Okay. Be silly.
1, 2, 3.
Cute. Okay. Cool.
Okay. Thanks for jumping on, you guys. Have a good Thursday night. And hopefully most of you can make it to Super Weekend. It'll be fun.
I have all the stuff in my email because I'm doing my own, and I'm going to go watch it tonight.
Oh, you cheater.
Eater. Well, celebrate for us.
Okay.
Okay.